All right, we're back. Welcome to This Week in Media-ocrity, where we give you the best and the worst of the media. I'm your host, Joel Foster, and it's weird to say this, but I kind of miss the days when the president only talked about kneeling for the national anthem. As I'm sure you've heard, Trump had a little slip up at the White House meeting yesterday when discussing immigration reform. He reportedly asked why we would want more Haitians to come to the U.S. and asked why more people from Norway couldn't come, as if immigration was like trading baseball cards. Of course, we can answer all that. We all can answer that question. We can't get more Norwegians because they don't want to come here. A Norwegian emigrating to the United States is like someone trading in their McLaren for an AMC Gremlin. Even worse, Trump reportedly called a number of African countries shitholes, which gave CNN and MSNBC the excuse to say shithole on national TV. And they did a lot. Let's take a look.
Said, why are we having all these people from, and I apologize for using this word here, but this is a quote from the president, why are we having all these people from shithole countries?
Of the shitholes of African.
We do come from the hard-hit places, the shitholes.
Right? There's shithole communities in America.
I think it's such a big jump for him to say all Haitians have AIDS, to him saying
Anderson,
that it's a shithole?
Why are we having all these people from shithole countries come here?
The nations they come from, shitholes.
Sum it up in a word, okay? There it is. This is the gift.
I'm talking to you person to person.
And don't try to bait me here, Van. I'm giving you a straight answer that we need to have.
Africa is an S-hole continent, yes or no?
You know what? There are a lot of S-hole places all around the world.
Do you think Africa is an S-hole continent?
Van,
do you think Haiti is an S-hole country?
It's a great effort to try to bait me because on the left, you've run out of ideas. You've run out of ideas, and so you're trying to bait me on something.
You want to have a conversation about immigration policy?
Okay, let me bring in Bakari Sellers.
Let me just say this.
Nobody can hear when we're all talking. Bakari, we haven't heard from you. When I mean, Jason is saying, you know, that there's a lot of shithole country. I mean, why don't let's just use the word the president is using. If it's good enough for the president of the United States to use it, I think the American people deserve to hear what words the president is using.
Yeah, you tell him what's up, Anderson. Sure, CNN has no problem advancing neoliberal invasions of the same third world countries that Trump insulted, but come on with that S-word stuff. This is Anderson 360 we're talking about. We do full circle, none of that 180 half-moon crap you got on your news show. The shithole comments were really difficult to defend, even for Trump's most loyal allies. Look at South Carolina Representative Mark Sanford wish he was anywhere else when he's asked about Trump's comments.
The president referred to some of these countries that we give temporary protection status to, and his, I guess, wishing that these immigrants would come from countries like Norway instead of S-hole countries. Your reaction?
You're catching me relatively flat-footed. I just flew down from D.C. and we were busy with the FISA vote this morning, and so you know it is what it is. And there have been some crazy tweets and some crazy quotes, and I just stack it up. It is what it is.
Well, let me.
I was busy with FISA. Is it hot in here? It is what it is, you know, what are you going to do, right? It's not like I could trash on him. I mean, it's not like Trump trashes on everyone around him in public. I wonder if Trump gets his power by eating the spines out of members of Congress. Or maybe he hired prostitutes for every member of Congress and is blackmailing them all. Why are Republicans so afraid to say anything negative about the president? Are they afraid he's going to tweet about them? Trump has basically become a one-man black Twitter. Basically, Sanford's argument can be summed up as he said it. What are you going to do? Imagine if they took this point of view on anything else. Yeah, ISIS killed 30 people. That's what they do. What are you going to do about it? Or, of course Obama spied on the president. He's a Muslim in disguise. What are you going to do? They're talking as if Trump is like a natural disaster that can't be stopped. He is a natural disaster, but he can be stopped if Republicans start calling him out on comments like this one. As usual, other pundits tried to boomerang back to the Clintons, because everything's the Clintons' fault. AIDS, Hurricane Maria, the Emoji Movie, it's all because of the Clintons. You could even say that the Clintons put Trump in the White House. Here's Mike Cernovich trying to connect the shithole comments about Haiti to Bill Clinton by using more shithole comments and then getting a bit distracted. Let's take a look.
Not cry for the Haitian people when they were robbed by the Clintons, right? That's what I always find interesting about outrage culture. What I always find interesting about outrage culture.
Well, for once I agree with Mike. There's nothing interesting about outrage culture. But maybe Mike is just distracted with other things, like his Night for Freedom party, which released this lit video for the kids this week.
Ultimately, that's what life is about, making connection. Charisma is ultimately connection. People feel that, hey, we connect on a deep level. I mean, how many people say, you know, that person understands me?
Sorry, folks, but if you're an adult, you shouldn't be playing video games. You should be fixing something.
Oh, look, it's Trevor Noah race baiting. God knows I've never seen that shit before. Good job, man. Way to break the mold.
Dubstep, Stefan Molyneux, he totally gets me. And those other guests to be announced, you know it's just going to be Cernovich wearing 5 different wigs and doing his best Sean Hannity impression. And only $125 for a ticket? What a steal! Where is this thing? Well, as Mike explains here, he can't tell you.
Talking about, but whatever he says, that's him.
But I'm about to go black in terms of you're not going to see me much because I'm going into full-on bunker mode. So this will be the final FAQ for Night for Freedom. Early bird tickets are sold out. So just so you know, I'm here to answer your facts real quick. Early bird tickets are sold out. Sponsor tickets, VIP, we're selling out. I mean, I told you we would. So a lot of people have had a few facts, and you wonder what's going to go on, what the vibe is going to be, and everything. And the answer to that is I'm going to have an amazing event when you see it. Right? I mean, a lot of people are messaging me, oh, you know, where's the exact venue? Midtown West. I can't go into any more specifics because, you know, I mean, you know, that's the thing. We have to deal with Antifa. We have to deal with all these knuckleheads. We have to deal with so many people. So people are telling me, how do I know you're not Antifa?
Yeah, they definitely didn't secure a venue yet. This is like the alt-right version of Firefest. Nazis are going to show up and be handed cheese sandwiches on white bread by a Stefan Molyneux impersonator. There's going to be a lot of disappointed white people with gentlemen's haircuts on the streets of Midtown Manhattan on the night of January 30th. So if you're a person of color, you might want to stay out of Midtown that night. It looks like Mike's been so busy that he hasn't even gotten a chance to comb his hair. And yeah, going into bunker mode probably means shacking up with a bottle of whiskey and crying himself to sleep. Did he really need to address an FAQ on the Night for Freedom? How frequently are those questions being asked, really? One question I have is, what gave you the balls to charge $125 to hear Stefan Molyneux tell you how slaves actually enjoyed their enslavement and listen to Milk and Cooks, a DJ duo who looks like an Aeropostale ad mixed with Mike Pence's subconscious? Contrary to what Mike Cernovich says, there's plenty of tickets available, despite Mike's pleas for his mom to buy just 9 more tickets. But one man did have the courage to emphatically support the president's comments, and of course, he has to be from Arizona. I'll give you a hint. He just announced he's running for Senate. His favorite color is anything but brown, and he's got a thing for pink underwear. Who could it be?
Talking about, but whatever he says, that's him. He says it. I'm not going to question what he says.
You're not going to question under any circumstances what the president says? Is that how you approach President Obama? I mean, why would you, if you were to go in the Senate and represent Arizona, why would you say you'll never question what a president says?
Well, I'm not in the Senate now. So,
but that's the job you're running for, sir. That's why you're on tonight. You're a Senate candidate. We're trying to get a sense, I think, of what kind of leader you would be. And the president is saying people from those countries, those are S-hole countries. Is that good or not? Can you give a straight answer?
No, I don't know. How do you know he said that? Is that what he said? Someone heard him say that? Or did you read that in some book? I presume you got that from a book. Am I correct on that?
You want to believe you are incorrect.
Earlier in the week,
Bet you've been reading one of them books, right? Heard about those things. They're poison. You support anything the president says? Next week, I want Trump to tweet that Arpaio did 9/11 just to gauge his loyalty. Then we'll get to see Arpaio come back on TV and be like, yeah, I guess I did 9/11. I don't remember doing it, but I support everything the president says, so assalamu alaikum, I guess. Let's destroy that great Satan. Now, onto our good friend Alex Jones. He's always the traditionalist. He fell back on the fake news narrative to explain the president's comments. Let's hear Alex.
Earlier in the week that back in 2015 they wanted him. And so they misquote the president. He says it's fake, just like weeks ago he said that the Haitians all have AIDS. Totally fake. There's no proof. Another lie. Well, now they've got Democrats, governors coming out saying we want to physically attack the president. Make no mistake, shithole gate, as I'm dubbing it, shithole gate, is their Waterloo. They think crap gate is going to bring down the president and bring down the free press and stop our...
That's funny. I always referred to my underwear as my shithole gate. But to be fair to Alex, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has been seen wearing a shithole gate is my Waterloo t-shirt around, so maybe he's right. So the media decides to just up and make things up coming from the mouth of our president, who, as we know, normally speaks in reflective, thoughtful words. That's the weirdest part of the whole thing, is that you can totally picture Trump saying something like that. It doesn't even take much imagination. If someone said, say, Tom Hanks called Liberia a shithole, you might doubt it. To be honest, this probably isn't even the worst thing Trump said about other countries. It's just another thing, and we'll probably forget about it all by next week when he claims that Portugal invented cancer. So yeah, pretty meaningless stuff on its face, but the tragedy of the whole thing is that it helped kill the DACA agreement. Remember that the meeting initially was supposed to be about reforming the immigration system. A few days ago, Trump said that he would sign any immigration bill that reached his desk, indicating that he was willing to work with Democrats. But since his comments were leaked to the media, he's backed off. Today, he tweeted that, quote, "The language used by me at the DACA meeting was tough, but this was not the language used. What was really tough was the outlandish proposal made, a big setback for DACA. Let's ignore that this barely qualifies as English, or that it darts around so many different points that he might as well have said nothing. The point is that last little piece, a big setback for DACA. As we know, nothing hurts Trump quite like embarrassment. When he's embarrassed, he fights back like a trapped elephant, and that's what he's doing here. As revenge for starting Shithole Gate, Trump is willing to deep six the DACA discussion and maybe even shut down the government. This might be controversial, but I have an idea. Maybe for the next 3 years, we should just pretend that everything Trump says is brilliant and correct. Hear me out. If we at least pretend, maybe we can convince him to do something that won't doom the planet. After all, he doesn't seem to care what happens, really. He just wants people to like him. If we pretend to like him, maybe he'll work with us. Sure, it's probably a stupid idea, but clearly what we're doing now isn't working. So, MAGA? All right, that's all the time I got for today. I'll see you next week with another edition of This Week in Media-ocrity. Have a great weekend. Stay creative, Tucson.